Here we go. And we're live on the internet. It's happening. We have returned. We're back. What's going on? How are you guys doing?
Doing
Let's
really
pretend
good.
we weren't talking for the last 10 minutes.
What? You were talking for 10 minutes?
I know. Mostly we were talking about movies. John, you went and saw The Jungle Cruise, which
Yes.
I was talking about today. But I went and saw The Green Knight, and you guys should all go see The Green Knight. It's really, really good. Dev Patel kills it. The performances are ridiculous. It's definitely slow musing, right? This is not like an action adventure movie, but it's so freaking good. And there's like a lot of very cool homage to like the fantasy of the 80s. This is great like Willow beat, Mike, for you, champion of Willow. And yeah, it's really, really good.
Did you see
That's my
the
endorsement.
the promotional D&D module they released with it? And
No,
What?
okay, what?
dude, what is that?
You keep talking. I'll see if I can find a link.
Sure, find a link. No, I had no idea that they actually released a promotional D&D module for it. They should. I, of course, am like familiar with Arthurian legend in like a broad sense, you know. I'm no friggin' scholar, but like Gawain is always really interesting, and I just like love Dev Patel, man. I love the newsroom, and like he just broke out in that so big, you know. I've like watched the guy since then, but it really was cool. I enjoyed it. I don't know what I was expecting, and it definitely wasn't what it was expecting, but it's a really, really good movie. That's my thought.
I
I
want to go see
stand
it.
corrected. It's its own RPG fantasy game. It's not a D&D module. I've thrown it into both the Twitch chat as well as the Skype chat.
Oh, sick.
Cool.
Hello, Brenna.
Cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Nice.
And I guess they didn't want to pay WotC those big bucks to get D&D license. They were just like, screw this. We can make our own game, right?
Although the box is very reminiscent of the 80s, like red box.
Oh, yeah, it screams AD&D module right there. Yes, I'm looking at it right now. Amazing. I feel like maybe we're going to have to play this game.
Yeah. I also have to announce a win for just the general nerd community. I finally got my boyfriend to watch Stranger Things.
Nice.
And I knew he would love it, and he does. And I'm really
He was holding out.
Yes, he was holding out. He was like, "No, everybody watched it." And it was then I'm like, "That doesn't matter. Don't do that."
I love him. I don't know if this thing is in here right now, but don't be a hipster, this thing.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's okay to like things that people like. It's okay. I know the impulse.
But he likes it. He likes it a lot. I knew he would.
Of course he likes it. It's
It's
really good.
really
It's unequivocally good. Yeah.
It's amazing.
we
And the
can,
new
like,
season's
debate.
coming out soon.
Is
I
it?
Even
think.
better, the movie's coming out in the fall.
What?
I'm sorry, the movie's called Ghostbusters, but I mean it is the
I saw
Stranger
that
Things
one.
sequel.
I saw
What?
that intro. It looked interesting, and it sounded like they had one scene where they made a phone call, and they're like, "We're closed," and I swear it sounded like Dan Aykroyd's voice. So I'm wondering if Dan Aykroyd is in it.
Oh, I'm sure.
100%. Yeah, 100%, dude. No question, right? Like, you know, Bill Murray is the reach. You're not going to see him. They'll like joke about him not being there. Yeah, it was supposed to come out last summer, right? Ghostbusters. And then, like, obviously the world
trailers
fell apart.
free in the before times.
And the trailers were like definitely Stranger Things evocative, right? And you got Finn Wolfhard. You got like the main Stranger Things dude there. But the poster on this last wave of trailers is so like, are those the Stranger Things kids? Like, you look at these four kids, like, dude, what? And it really is this magnificent kind of inception of like the movie inspired the TV show, inspired the movie. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
It was really
Well-
funny coming off of Black Widow, like seeing DK Harbor in Black Widow to like Matt like coming back to Stranger Things, seeing him in that. I was like,
DK
yes.
Harbor, listen to you. She's got lingo, man. Okay.
I love him though. He's great.
Yeah, I love David Harbor, but I didn't know we call him DK now.
That's how I
hardcore.
see his name all the time because that's
Okay.
his like Instagram handle. So that's like
Okay.
what.
Yep. Okay. I feel you. Yep. I'm not on the gram. I'm lame
awesome.
like that. I'm old, dude.
He is
I'm just like a
wonderful.
Twitter bro.
He's hysterical. So
He's a really great dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you see him on anything that like he's being himself, being interviewed, he's fantastic. I love the guy's energy. You know? And yeah, no spoilers, but like he plays a Russian at the end of like, or in Black Widow, and like it's very evocative given where Stranger Things lands. It's really interesting. Anyway, I'm psyched for Stranger Things. I love Stranger Things. I think that it's probably my favorite TV show. Like it's definitely not the best TV show, but I just like if I'm bummed and down and like depressed, it's a lame day, I put on Stranger Things, man. And I'm like, you know, once
such
upon
a
time, I was
feeling
kid
of
in the
like, you know,
80s.
you have like
Yeah.
the camaraderie and like everybody, you know, fighting against this thing, and it's kind of funny, and it's just
I mean, it's.
Great.
I guess it's surreal. You do need to get on the Stranger Things train, Brenna. It's
Yeah.
really
Oh,
fun,
yeah.
and I think what's interesting about it is how like people your generation love it as much as they do Taylor. Like for us, like I get it because it's big time evocative of like all this kind of Stephen King, like all this stuff of the '80s that is so like in our DNA, you know. But the way that like it hit mainstream and people are like gobbling it up, I just can't get over it. It's
great.
and it makes me happy. Good for them.
yeah.
It was wild when it first came out, and I was, you know, on like chat groups about it and stuff like that, and you know, people of like not our generation of younger people were like, it's unrealistic, you know, the way people react to the Russians, and I'm like, no, like that's
Yeah,
legit.
it's really
that's
not.
all really legit. You know, like
Yeah.
my GI Joes battled Russians. Like that's who
Yeah,
I fought.
dude.
My GI Joes fought Russians. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like it was a big thing. You know, so
I remember like my grandfather teaching me how to fold a paper airplane and like writing on the side of it USA, you know, and then he'd be like, now you need the bad guys. And he made a paper airplane with the USSR in the back of it. I was like, of course, dude. I mean, it was like a big deal when we were kids, you know, the Cold War was like really at a height. Like we can't understate how just culturally like different it was then, right? And like we all kind of grew up together, but there's a lot like what I heard from people is like, oh, these kids are running wild. Like these kids just do whatever they want. It's like,
holy crap.
yeah. Yeah, I mean like that's what we did, you know? Like I don't know, 1987 it was like, all right, be back by dark, you know? Like
And the
full
streetlights
day
come on.
in the summer. Yeah,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
great.
Anyway, we probably should play D&D.
Oh,
I could sit
we're
here and
gonna
talk
do that?
about movies
All right.
all night, but like that's probably a different
Well,
show.
I'm
I
afraid.
guess. You're afraid?
yeah.
Yeah, this is
What?
pretty awful.
I'm a little bit scared.
Mike's clearly really excited. He cracks
So
me up.
21.
Um,
Oh man.
So, yeah, to the D&D of it all. You guys leveled up.
Yes.
Yes.
Bunch of hit points were rolled, except for one Minotaur on deck. He wanted to do it live in front of the audience. So for your viewing pleasure, drum roll, as Angus is going to roll a D8. Hey-o!
Not
That's pretty good.
bad.
7.
Dude.
Yeah.
Nice.
Not bad.
7 out of 8, plus 2 for the con. So Angus's hit points going up by 9 points.
That's killer.
Boom.
Sick. So yeah, what levels does put you guys at now? 7?
7.
Mm,
7. 8.
Yeah, I love 7th level. 7th level to me, like when we were coming up, was like the real break point. To like get a character to 7th level was like a transcendent experience because you got 4th level spells. And that's like real deal stuff, man. Stone skin, like there's good shit in the 4th level spell list. 3rd level spells are like really where like it changes and you get fly and fireball. But at 4th level spells, you're like, oh, I could do some sick stuff. Polymorph, clutch. Like really good stuff. So, Eerie the Wizard picked a couple of spells. Angus the Bard may or may not have a couple of spells. Crix's Copperstone gets a whole ton of freaking spells. None of these things will... They're all taken care of, and none of them will slow us down at all later, I'm sure. So... This is where I ask, if you guys have any questions, is there any like housekeeping or homework that we need to go over?
Yeah, man, I got a quick question for you.
Sure.
I've been trying to do this I haven't dug into it too deep, but so on my character sheet, I have, on the right-hand side, I have Action Surge, Second Wind, and I put a third column in that says Other Resources. Can I rename that something? Because I can't figure out how to rename it.
Yeah, it's very awkward. The Roll20 character sheets are great because they have all this functionality. You have to click on the word and you'll see a cursor pop up and then just type over it. It's not actually going to delete the text, but you should be able to write right over what's there.
All right, we'll try it. Oh, there we go.
It worked. I saw it.
Yay.
I just start typing.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Sick.
Are you just changing other resources to miscellaneous resources? Because that'd be awesome.
Yeah, it would. Random resources.
All set.
All right, we're good.
Unnamed resources. Cool. So the rest of you guys are in pretty good shape? You ready to get back into it despite the fear and the loathing?
Of course.
Of course.
Of course.
Okay.
Unless you want to yada yada it. I mean, I wouldn't be offended. I don't want to put you out. I mean, it seems like a lot of work for something we're going to overcome anyway.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, really, the big question is, did we sleep?
That's a good question. Kurt feels like he's got two hands raised. Do you have a question, Kurt?
Yes.
Do you have two?
One's a question and one's a statement.
Oh, fair enough.
Statement. I hate you all. Question. From where we are, from where Erie's dome is placed, can we see the landslide that the dwarves were supposedly digging through?
Not like quite. First of all, so Angus can't see it because it's dark, right? And so I don't know what kind of light you guys have in the dome, but I do not believe it radiates out of the dome, or
Angus
that would be really counterproductive.
Yeah, the dome has dim. I think it's a dim light on the inside. But
Okay.
I believe.
So from the angle Angus is at, he would be able to see it if there were light outside. But given the darkness, I think that you can't quite see that far.
So light does not emanate from inside the dome?
Nope. No. The interior of the dome is dim light, but from the outside, the dome is opaque, right? So you guys can see through the
dome
your
is
side.
opaque, but if you were to shine a flashlight, would it penetrate the dome?
What is this said light, a flashing you describe?
Mm-hmm. It wouldn't, because otherwise that would be really bad for you guys if at any point you cast light inside the dome and everything's like, what's that glowing bubble?
We don't make poor decisions in this game.
No,
we don't.
I just meant hypothetically, in case a poor decision came up in a different game using the dome.
The more you know. Have we heard the sounds of excavating or dwarves? Because it's not soundproof.
It's not soundproof. Great question. So how about to that end, I will refresh us for those who are just catching up. So as last we left off, the 4 Titans heirs, the youths from Erkengard, having made their way to the tomb of Gurahl Khan, deep in the Drakencaern Mountains, with their associate Lothar, former soldier of the Sapphire Legion, united with the dwarves of Beaudry Ironstave, you delved the tombs. You killed Milkanen, the first dragoon of the Sapphire Legion. You recovered the Maul of the Titans and the Rod of Gurahl Khan, along with the 4 parts of an ancient map and a number of other items. You found an exit route leading into tunnels beneath the tombs and discerned for yourselves that the dwarves who built this place fled through these very chambers. So you began your descent. After many hours delving deep into the ground, you found yourself in a wide, open cavern with a hallway leading out of it, a waterfall falling into the darkness. A landslide separated you from your dwarven allies. Angus, exploring slightly down the tunnel, found himself trapped inside a gelatinous cube, which you all cut down. And upon defeating said cube, The dwarves cried alarm as a strange undead figure came crawling across the ceiling, assaulting you. And after a frantic and harrowing fight with this thing, you decide to rest. There is a cave-in in the hall leading back to this great central chamber where you left the dwarves, Eerie having thrown 2 fireballs into the roof, weakening the stone enough for it to collapse, barring the passage back. So as we left off last week, Eerie Vandrin's Silverspark cast Vandrin's Dome of Protection, in other realms known as Liamon's Tiny Hut. And upon placing yourselves in this impregnable dome of force and safety with Lothar, a great behemoth of a serpent with this kind of bluish skin, many legs, and an enormous body came worming its way down the hall, scraping at the edge of the dome, unable to see you, smell you, or perceive you on the other side of it, let alone to pass through. It turned, heading down a side tunnel. But as we left off, there was some yelling back and forth to the dwarves on the far side. So as the camera opens tonight on these 5 figures in the dim light of the interior of the globe, darkness surrounding you in the tunnels beneath the Drakencairns, I think, Angus, you, over the course of the night, to answer all the questions at once, do you get any sleep? So I think everybody's resting, and Angus is like occasionally like listening and checking to see if he hears the dwarves. I think like at some point within the night, you do hear the sound of like hammers, you hear like rubble, and then I think you hear like or like rocks shift and slide and tumble. Not an encouraging sound, certainly. You can't be sure, as you are not a miner, exactly what it meant, but you don't feel great about it.
Oh no.
But we spent a good chunk of our life living underground, and probably having encountered the occasional landslide or like.
Great point.
Don't go into the west side of Erkengard. There's landslides there. Okay.
Landslide will bring you down.
Yes.
Okay.
Even children grow older, Angus. I'm growing older too. And I think that you do know that it was a landslide. You hear like rocks tumbling. And I mean, imagine you could discern that like the dwarves like working away at the other side. It seems like they unseated something.
Well,
no.
On the upside, when Rich reads us back the dwarves we see, the list is going to get even shorter.
No.
And so to answer your question, I think that you are able to sleep through the night.
Nice.
Thank goodness.
The lot of you musing on the many encounters that you've had since your village burned, since that fateful day where you were driven fleeing across the mountains, the battles that you fought, the lessons that you've learned, the defeats you've suffered. Have there been any? Lothar and all of these things collectively bring you to a new level of understanding, of mastery, of proficiency with the skills that you've trained in that have kept you alive these harrowing weeks, thus bringing you to 7th level. So, as we wake in the morning, the lot of you like awakening from your rest, preparing your spells, poring over your spell book, praying to Ruldo, sharpening your axe. I think Lothar is like sitting there counting out arrows in front of him. The camera pans around.
Gosh.
Hey, Rich.
Everything hurts.
Hey, Rich.
Yes, Mike.
Is it possible to, with my survival skill, determine how many times that creature came back around?
What are you doing? You tell me, how are you determining it with your survival skill? Like, sure, it's possible, but what exactly was Crixus doing?
I guess I would, I'm going to look for tracks and displacement of, debris. And
Okay,
see if
so
it
you're
has a
gonna like
tail.
pop out of
Too. It have a tail. It had like 6 legs, maybe, or
had many legs. So you're gonna pop out of the front of the dome on that front side where it showed itself and kind of like scan the ground, see if it's been back, see if there's any signs that it's been here recently.
after I pray, of course.
Sure.
First, I pray. It's the first thing I do when I wake up in the morning.
Okay. So you got all your spells prepared? You good to go?
Yep. Yeah.
Do I need to add anything to your sheet? Or are you good to go?
Yeah. I'm not.
Okay.
Fine.
He said yes, Richard.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
you
still
could
asked
you could
twice.
add nothing.
Okay.
How's that?
I got it. I could do that real easy. So after you pray, adding nothing to your spell list, you step tentatively out of the front of the dome. Go ahead and make a survival check.
Very excited for next level. All my boatload of spells that I got. All right,
You got more than everybody else.
I don't think that's per se correct, but
Okay.
I
You have
more
access
spells
to
than the
many more spells.
I have
I
more
just have a
spells
single one.
I have more spells than the wizard. I'm sorry, Kurt.
You do, yeah. The wizard only gets 2 new spells. You get all of them.
Okay. That's totally different. I thought you
Yes.
meant like I only get like one
Ooh.
spell memorized. I mean all the cool cleric spells.
So does the wizard. Yep.
All the cool cleric spells. Yeah, I'm all
24. As you like are scanning the area, you definitely can see like that creature's like tracks now, these kind of trenches dug into the stone of the earth. And I think you could see like these almost flakes of dried skin kind of clinging to the cavern walls and even the ceiling now, things which you had overlooked upon first entering. This thing reptilian, like a snake, you can almost imagine its skin like shedding off of it, and like the shedding bits of skin getting caught in the walls. So I think that like how many times has it been back? You figure it came back like once in the night and kind of like scoped out this area. Yep.
It definitely noticed us and probably circled around.
And you
Or
definitely feel like there is like a lot of traffic of it in this intersection. It has moved through this like intersection in front of you many, many, many times.
or it noticed the dwarves, not us. Optimism. You know?
So I wonder if he saw like the fact that the passageway was caved in, and it's like, well, no sense me coming back here anymore. I mean, like if it lives down here, I mean, it's like, why go into the room that doesn't have an exit anymore? It's like I'm gonna spend time elsewhere. So
It's very true. Speaking of exiting, should we try and go see if we can communicate with the dwarves again?
Speaking of lightning, anybody protect us? Wink, wink.
Anybody what?
Have an ability to protect us from lightning?
I can wait. No, that's a different character. Never mind.
So the dome only lasts for exactly 8 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
And I think that like as Crixus is like standing outside in the front and you guys are like, okay, what do we want to do? We see like the magic of the dome kind of like fade, trickling down, spider webs running along the opaque outside as it kind of like melts away into these little motes of light just falling to the earth. Your safety melting away around you. And I think Lothar, like shoving the arrows back into his quiver, is like, all right, I've got 26. I hope that's enough.
I'm sure. Sure. It'll depth for sure. For sure. Oh yeah.
Can you put those walls back up, or are we leaving then?
I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna, I don't wanna, I mean,
What do you say?
I mean, I could if you guys really want to hang out here for a little bit longer.
I think Lothar's like looking around at the rest of you and just like shrugs like,
But we can
I'm
also.
not the one with the plan here.
Angus is going to get out of, head a little bit closer, like around the corner to the east. So you know what? I'm actually I'll move him on the map myself.
Okay.
Angus is gonna like go kind of like here, so he's out of view of the hallway that they saw just out of view of the hallway that they saw the creature in.
Okay.
Yeah, Erie will also travel in that direction.
Oh yeah, Lothar is right with you.
Yeah, let's see. Can we hear anything from the dwarves? Like, can we still hear hammering and stuff, or is it silent?
It's silent. You hear no hammering.
That's not a good sign. I don't like that. Angus, you talked to them before, right? Could you do you want
Could you
to?
go back against the rebel and scream at the top of your
Yeah,
lungs
do you want to
again?
do the honors?
Actually, I kind of did that before we knew there was a big giant lightning lizard down here with us. So I actually am not going to do that right now.
Well, what
I could
can we
hear
do
them.
then?
I could hear them from what seemed like a fair ways away, just shouting. The fact that we don't hear any sort of work going on here, so that makes me think they're not working there. So we have two choices: we can like sit here and wait, or we can press on. But I do not highly recommend, Dave, that we try to, shout to the dwarves.
I mean, would you be opposed to me giving a little knock with my staff to see if maybe there's a response with that?
Let's not knock against the rock slide. No.
Okay. We're really just going to go, we're going to just walk away without seeing if we can communicate with them?
I say this knowing full well you're going to yell at me, but yeah, I mean, I side with Angus.
I did tell them we were going to look for another exit, so...
Okay, well...
I say we scream. I mean, at least we know this terrain. We know there aren't any pitfalls. We know we're not going to drop to our deaths. And I think we'll lull it into a false sense of security. It'll think we'll have us cornered.
But it will actually have us cornered. That's the thing, isn't it?
But that'll make it feel,
Is that what they say about cornered lightning lizards?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I'm just saying, Ulrich, 26, that's it.
Suddenly I wish I had taken stone shape.
I'll give him the rest of my arrows. I haven't shot an arrow in a long time. So.
Oh no, I mean, I'll take them if I need them. How about that?
Why don't you just take them and I'll take one because I have a crossbow also. So if I need a range,
Okay, yeah, well then they're pretty useless for you. So yeah, just hand them over.
yeah.
Good
So
idea.
I'll give him 15. 15 arrows. Right, 15 arrows.
50?
15.
Oh, okay. Like, holy shit, this guy's walking around with a Bowie Fletcher on his back. Yeah. He's got a gnome NPC in his backpack making arrows.
Yeah.
So let's press on, because even if they are there clearing the path, it's not going to be anytime soon, and we're just kind of like sitting ducks there. So let's press on, because I noticed that the floor was kind of sloping downwards, very very slightly, but it's definitely sloping downwards. So this might meet them like some other side. Richard, does any part of this passage from when I walked in, actually Angus would say to Ulrich, he would ask Ulrich, did this passage look like worked or natural?
John would say to Kurt, don't scold the DM when he's got this
Richard.
thing on deck. Love you, Kurt.
They look like natural caverns. Like, so the descent down from the tomb of Gurahl Khan was on worked stone stairs, right, in what amounted to a natural cavern. It seemed as though, like, the dwarves, the craftsmen who built the tomb, like, kind of cut stairs into this passage leading high up. Where you are now, all of it seems like natural. Seems like natural cavern.
Okay. Well, let's press on, because we've moved 35 feet in a week and a half, so I'd like to...
It's only actually been like 9 hours, but yeah, it feels like weeks, doesn't it? Feels like months I've known you guys.
All right, so we'll start moving. I'll go out in front.
Okay, we're all agreed?
Yeah.
I'll be right in back.
Yeah, I'm going to get to try out my new hit points.
Yeah, can I make sure that the
you've got
first hit
new
points I
ones.
lose are my first level hit points?
Yeah, we can attend to that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Mage armor.
Good choice. Someone's
Happening
learning.
Happening now.
I love it. I'm so proud.
Yay.
And there's no, like, natural phosphorescent fungusy light down here.
Unfortunately, no.
You know, the only guy following me is Lothar. This is really concerning.
Oh, we're coming. It's happening. Here we come.
Hey. I know who fills my quiver.
Oh, that's you.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I'm just following. Where'd Lothar suddenly just disappeared? Where did Lothar go?
This
Down
way.
into the
Come on.
west.
Yeah.
Ulrich's going down
Oh, that's a
into the
passageway.
west.
Okay.
Should we be whistling?
Do you want us to just keep moving our characters, Rich?
Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
Move
it's working
back.
for me right
move
now.
back.
Oh,
No, that's okay. You could probably freeze right there.
oh no!
Oh, crap.
Is there?
So, Ulrich,
I feel like this is a setup.
as you're prowling down the hall, quiet, the armor kind of rattling around you, your weapons kind of rattling as you walk the Mall of the Titans, clutched in one hand, I imagine. You step around the corner, and coiled like a dog sleeping at the hearth in front of a fireplace, his head tucked under his tail, is this hulking behemoth of a reptile. I think it's just like, as you step around the corner, it pulls its head out from like beneath its tail, turning like slowly to look at you. It gives you the impression for a moment of the herd dogs for the herds back at home in Erkengard, as its horns kind of rolling out of the side of its head, this bluish skin around it, the blue eyes like blink, and for a moment, Angus, as you're around the corner, you're like, oh, there's some of that phosphorescent moss. Look at that little blue glow coming around. Oh, good.
Will we ever learn? Will we ever learn?
What did we do wrong here, Erie?
We walked.
What were we supposed to
Without stealth, without...
do? None of us can be stealthy.
Well, the stealth in this case, I'll just point out, didn't matter much.
That's
But it would have been helpful if somebody had a scout out in front.
Yeah,
but
like
that didn't
What
happen.
was doing?
My squirrel.
And so I think that with that, Ulrich, as this thing like turns and just looks at you like, it like hulks itself up, the front two legs like lifting as its body kind of rises up off the ground. And I think that this is where we roll initiative. I should have said that more decisively. And now, roll initiative.
Run away.
Run away.
mean, on your turn, definitely an option.
We've created plenty of landslides. Let's just do that again. Gosh. I can imagine this thing probably has resistances. I'm sorry.
You think?
What?
It's possible.
Ancient.
Oh, shit. Does it say that there? Oops.
Erie doesn't know this, but Taylor knows this now.
Whoops.
Taylor is so great. Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Oh, hey, good, Lothar.
Notes. We wake up, we walk down the tunnel, and encounter the lightning lizard.
Yeah.
Okay, I think. Okay, so
Just in my
Ulrich, what
day-to-day,
happens?
when I encounter someone that I consider ancient, like driving a car, or I don't
You
really
know,
get too worried. So
honestly, I mean, I'm tempted to try to dodge it, but I think this thing's just going to start throwing crazy stuff at us.
Yeah.
I don't think the dodge action is really going to help me when it tries to hit
I
me with
bet
lightning.
that I bet that chain lightning is it's it just does it all the time.
It's just go to breathe.
Just does it.
chain
Well,
lightning
I'm not
happens,
first
yeah.
in the order anyway, so I'm just standing here. I mean, I
So
would say
Ulrich,
it's right
the
here.
first in the
I mean,
marching order.
yeah, I would say.
So I think you- yep.
It's right here.
and then I think you guys hear like the sound of like stones clattering to the floor of the tunnel, and this like as it's like rising itself up, kind of brushing against the walls, rock and scree tumbling down, clattering around it, and then it just like looking at you, Ulrich, like. And you're seeing like lightning arcing along its body, this like electricity snapping. The scent of ozone grows thick in the tunnel, and I think Lothar is just like, oh shit. And he's gonna pop his head around next to you, Ulrich, and be like, I'm glad you gave me those arrows. We're gonna shoot it, right?
Do
Go
something.
for it, pal.
Okay, here we go. 2 arrows come like sailing past you, Ulrich. There should only be 2, 16 and 6. Yeah. So the first arrow like hits it square in the face, Ulrich. It just deflects right off its head, shattering into the cavern
Yep.
ceiling. 16.
no.
The second one goes wide as Lothar's like, oh, it's big. It's really big. And he like turns looking back at the rest of you like, it's really big. And he like darts back around the corner. That's Lothar's turn. Eerie, you're up. I think he's just like 39.
Yep. Well, okay.
He's gonna move. He actually darts way back here towards Angus. It's really big. It's really, really big.
What did Ulrich say when Lothar asked, "Should I shoot it?"
He just looked at him.
Okay, so the
Do something.
DM got us into this combat. I just want to make sure I understand this.
Yeah. Lothar definitely shot. Yeah, I got both sides.
I
of
didn't
this.
see parlay working, so
Yeah, I
got
don't
both
think
sides
so.
of
Erie looks at everybody and okay, are we just gonna and Lothar shoots. Okay, well, takes a step, looks around the corner. And how tall is the ceiling in his little, space that he's in?
It's actually pretty tall. It's about 40 feet.
40 feet? Okay.
Most of the tunnel down here was about 30 feet, and here it's like a taller kind of opening, right?
Okay, well,
give or
perfect.
take.
So it'll perfectly fit a nice little fireball then. Because, yeah, that's what's, yep.
So you like dart up here next to Ulrich, like peeking around the corner, and you're just able to like see half of it kind of around the edge of the wall. And so you snap your staff sideways like a baseball bat, the bead of flame rolling off the end. Go for it.
Why not?
Ulrich, this little pea-sized ball of flame rolls past you into the chamber before it just like erupts, right, in this like explosion of fire washing over this whole thing. It will make a dex save. Oh God, so it begins. So 19. It takes 13 points of damage from your fireball. Light like flashing around the corridor as everything gets lit up. That's Erie's action. Movement bonus action?
Yeah. She's just gonna kind of step back into the hallway. Boop. Boop. Boop.
Okay.
Boop.
That's Erie's turn. Angus, you're up on 16. Erie, like, rips this fireball off. You hear the whooshing, like, suction of air being removed from the cavern as it just, like, swallows the oxygen up, erupting around the corner. What did you like to do?
Angus advances and casts Bane on the...
No horn charge? Ah, man.
Oh, come on.
What's the spell save DC? Is it actually 15?
Yep.
Brutal. Brutal. It resists the Bane.
Unless it gets minus D4, because technically it's in this like state of both having made and failed the save at the same time. Okay. Like Schrodinger's big here or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he's going to proceed to move back. He's like, does
Exit
Angus
stage
know?
right.
What was that, John?
Exit stage right.
Does Angus know that it didn't make it save, or that it made it save? Does he like? Is there that sense of?
Roll an Arcana check.
So no.
Roll an Arcana check. Jack of all trades. Come on, bard it up. You're a bard. You're vaguely proficient in everything.
Pancake person.
Yeah. Pancake. Yeah. What are we talking about? Of course he knows.
I'm glad. That's why I
Ye
didn't
of
wanna
little
roll.
faith.
I knew I was. Do I get? Do I
I'm so
get like any
disappointed.
sense of anything else with that?
Yes. Yes. As you see it, you're like, you remember your teachings of the tales of old. You remember hearing of these monstrous lightning lizards that were bred by the giants in the first age to combat the chromatic legion when it came through the gates after the second arrival. You remember the tales of the Behir as these creatures that were essentially bred by giants to fight dragons. And you definitely know, like, yeah, okay, this thing's got immunity to lightning.
But they were bred to battle the chromatics.
Yeah, so we do need to talk to it.
I mean, you could try, but you know that, like, they were originally created to, like, use as weapons fighting dragons. Yes.
It probably knows
Chromatic
commands
dragons.
in giant.
Oh, yeah. And okay, if I know all this, can I retroactively not move that last 10 feet?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
You know what?
welcome back.
I will say in giant,
Sit, boy.
apologies. So, just trying to diffuse the situation here. The little guy, he did mean. I think he did mean to shoot the arrow. If we need to sacrifice him to appease you, so be it.
Okay. And I get like glances at you, like.
And I will say that we're just trying to pass through here, and you are a magnificent creature.
Love you.
Well,
Big
And I
fan.
will just stand there, right in its crosshairs, as the Terminator view comes over. You see like, lots of flashing lights and crosshairs and calculations, and then it flashes red.
Targeting Minotaur.
Targeting. The outline of a Minotaur. Enemy. Exterminate.
Terminate with extreme prejudice. So, with that, Ulrich, you're up on 11.
good lord.
As you speak the tongue of giants, you understand.
Everybody except Lothar understands.
Yeah.
All right. Can I pull my shield? And I really just think I need a shield for this. Um,
I just want a shield.
I mean, you can pull your shield, yeah.
all right, so I gotta put the maul down, and can I pull my shield and hand axe and dodge? I don't want to like glint the axe. Like I just want to like put the shield up, like I'm blocking myself with the axe behind my back. You know what I mean?
Okay, so you just like put them all down, like tink the handle leaning up against the wall. Your axe comes loose as the shield comes up in front of you. You like crouch down, bracing yourself.
And I'm
right?
gonna move out one step.
Okay, awesome, legendary shit right there.
Did you just stand in front of me?
I did. Well,
Wow.
only because of the way. I mean, technically we have the grid, but when you look, it looks like the path is actually in front of you. You know what I mean?
It is, yeah. The cavern walls, like I drew a little bit wide for you guys to give you better vision.
And technically, it's like you come up to here anyway, so it's
Yeah,
like
you can shoot right over the top of me. Don't worry about it.
yeah,
So Ulrich like steps in front of you, raising his shield in front of him.
in front of
Right.
him.
How dare you,
And my
Xanatos?
area.
Lothar would make
I
a
know.
terrible shield. He's kind of small. You could carry him like a shield. Ulrich, you draw your shield. You take the dodge action. You step forward. Bonus action. Anything else?
No, I will wait and see one round and see what happens. Hopefully, it doesn't wind up killing me.
Okay. No problem. With that, it goes on 6. And so it looks from Angus in the back down to you, Ulrich, as you like stepped in front of it, and it's just like it like lips its lips, lightning
See it smiling.
arcing around its face, and it's like
Right.
and begins to exhale towards you. At which point, I'm going to need both you guys to make dexterity saving throws.
Oh, buddy.
DC's 15, Angus and
It's
Ulrich.
great. He can cook his food before he eats it.
Yeah,
It's
he
great.
loves
Yeah, Angus.
it. Wow, big rolls.
Yes.
I'll take it.
15 big rolls. And it's at this point that this arcing blue lance of lightning surges out of the thing's mouth, exploding down the tunnel as Ulrich like yanks the shield up over his head, trying to like duck underneath it. Hang on a second here. This is gonna hurt, but you guys did make your saves, so that's really fortunate. You're each going to take 17 points of lightning damage unless anybody's got resistance to lightning. This exploding arc of lightning lances down the hallway, like kind of snapping and recoiling, rebounding off the stone walls. Rocks are falling in front of you, Eerie. Lothar is just like, by the gods, like knocking an arrow to his bow. That's its action. At which point it's just going to come like surging forward, and as it does so, Ulrich, like first of all, it's this big round token, but it's much longer than it actually represents, right?
Yeah.
It's like very serpentine, and so it begins rotating up around the wall, so that like it's climbing along the edge of the wall as it comes, and it's like body is kind of twisting, trailing down onto the floor behind it. That's its action and its movement. Crixus, you're up on 5.
Really glad we're fighting another thing that can crawl on the ceiling.
I love it.
Gotta love
Hey,
it.
Yeah, I just oh, whoa, what the hell was that? Something just like erupted on the screen. Did anyone see that? No? Okay. Guess it was just me.
Almost just you. And probably all the people watching. Yeah.
Okay. Everyone gets 8. I'm gonna cast aid right now, so everyone gets 15 hit points.
oh yeah.
Nice.
Myself.
Heck yeah.
Okay,
Rad.
that's your action. Movement bonus action. Anything else?
Yeah, I'm gonna move up. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna move my character right over
That's what we do.
here. Okay. Ooh. Oh, I don't like that. Okay.
Okay, so you cast aid. Everybody but not Lothar, right?
And
Just the
myself.
4 of you guys?
No, not the 4 of us. There's 3 people.
Okay,
Just-
so Hallrick, Angus, Eerie, you guys all get 15 temporary hit points as Crixus like steps up next to you, Eerie. That's your turn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Lothar goes. Okay, let's see what we got here. Great. Lothar goes. Lothar is just like, he's like, this does not seem great, you guys. And he like squeezes forward in between the pair of you, like stepping up around the corner, like, okay, and fires twice at this thing.
Oh.
Come on, Lothar.
It's not
18.
gonna want
One
friends with
hits.
us, Lohar.
So one arrow sails past Hallrick, like whomp, thudding into this thing for 6 points of piercing damage. The second arrow missing wildly. He's like 37, and he comes like darting back where he like is about to push past you, and then he stops in front of you, Eerie and Crixus, and like turns around, putting his back to you, holding his ground. Eerie, you're up on 18.
Yep, great. I don't like whatever just showed up in the initiative, but hey,
I'm not looking.
nothing's happening. It's all question marks now. Okay, Eerie is going to take her staff and pull the 6 meteors out and place them above her head.
That's sick. Where did she pull them out of?
Like she just like grabs, like pulls from the top of her staff, and like they kind of just
Nice.
bloop, 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 bloop.
Just like,
Yeah.
and they start like revolving. Okay, cool.
And there's that. And for her bonus action, she will send one out. Oh, baby meteor. Of course.
It fails its dexterity
Of
saving
course it
throw,
does.
taking the full 4 points of damage.
Yeah.
As the meteor like clips off its head, like the spark of kind of fire radiating, like showering down over the back of it. Eerie, that's your action. That's your bonus action movement.
Yeah, she'll continue to just step back a little bit. Yeah.
Great. Angus, you're up on 16.
I don't think I got through to it.
Unfortunately.
Your appeal did not appear to land.
Can. So just really quickly, in order, stuff, chill, warm, color.
That's actually an arcane incantation
Yes.
for those of you who haven't.
Angus. Angus is going to. Does he look a little bit charred? Like there's like scorch marks from the lightning.
On Angus?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. He's going to cast Prestidigitation on himself to clean the. So it looks like what was burnt and sooty marks is now. He's now like sparkling clean again. And he is going to say to the Behir, I admire, he says this in Giant. I really appreciate the warm welcome that you have given us, but it's let us instead try to converse and talk and find some sort of common ground here. And he's doing his best to seem completely unfazed by the lightning bolt that just scorched him. And I don't know if this would be a deception check or a persuasion check or an intimidation check.
Go ahead and make a persuade. I mean, whichever one, persuasion or deception. Which do you think it is? It's probably deception.
I think persuasion, because he really wants this to work.
He's talking authentically. He's lying about like not being hurt, but he's really authentic about the whole thing. Okay, make a persuasion check.
Oh.
Okay.
In the background, I believe you, Angus. I believe.
With a plus 10, I thought I might have gotten better than a 12, but no, I wasted my freaking good roll an Arcana check I didn't want to make.
It's okay because I made you make it,
And
it was
Angus wouldn't be attempting this route had he not.
if not for the Arcana route. Yep, good. Hey, there's a lot of different ways to ruin the players in combat, and one is with a really successful Arcana check.
Yeah.
Angus, you make your appeal. That's your bonus action. That's your action. You have movement.
Well, that wouldn't seem very sincere if I was trying to parlay with it and I ran, so he stays there.
Holding your ground.
Yep.
Okay. On 15, just before you act here, my friend Hallrick, out from like the wall next to you here, Eerie, this like figure like peeks its head out, and you, Crixus, you hear the sound of this voice from behind you. Is like this kind of like gray, rough, stony skinned little figure with this very kind of luxurious beard and this flowing like hair draping down around him, this thick gray hair. He like peeks his head out from the wall, just plugs like clean out of the wall, and he looks at you, Eerie, and is like, "Did you say that?" And then he turns like, "That was very excellent pronunciation. This thing will not listen, though."
Oh.
Oh, geez, you've made it very angry.
Yeah.
It's like looking at you like,
Hey, you
Hi.
gotta help us. This thing is angry.
Yeah.
"You smell like my cousin." It's like looking at you, Crixus. I think that's going to be its turn. Hallrick, you're up on 11.
All right. Does it seem like it stopped in front of me, or is it trying to get past me?
Yeah, it's fixated. Its gaze fixes down at you. So, like, it doesn't seem like it's trying to get past you.
It wants to eat you.
Yeah, that's the impression. You met a lot of things that want to eat you.
I don't know if that's his lips. Yeah.
All right, man. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to swing at this thing twice.
Uh-huh.
With the hand axe of throwing.
What?
Yeah, dude, I want a shield out. Oh, give me a fucking break.
Man needs a shield. That's a critical one. 22 hits. For 10 points of slashing damage. The first like axe blade like goes wide as like rocks are kind of falling from the wall and the ceiling as it's rotating around, and at the last second like one of them I think hits your wrist and drives your arm off, but the second one lands true, and the axe blade like sinks into this thing's flesh. This like whiff of like ozone blows back at you, sparks kind of arcing over the head of the axe blade itself. That's your action, Hallrick. You get bonus action and movement.
I don't really have any movement, and I don't think I really have a bonus action. Actually, I'm just gonna second wind right now. I don't have to set up to roll. It's a D.
Oh, that's silly. 1d10 plus your level.
Right,
Yep.
right, yeah. So
We can hook that up real quick.
all right, so 15.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
take that.
That's pretty solid.
Sweet, that's it.
Second wind is set up in your attacks here. I've dragged it to the very top of your attack list. It's the first thing. You might have to change it to +7 instead of +6. That's probably correct here. We'll fix it now. Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks, bro.
No problem. So that is Hallrick's turn. It goes Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So as it's looming up over you, it like lances, its mouth like just opens wide as it like lances down to try to bite you.
Oh.
24.
Really? You going to present that as a question?
I mean,
You're gonna present that as a question.
sometimes that doesn't hit my character. I'm sorry. I'm very arrogant. That's 16 points of piercing damage. What?
John has shield.
Well, yeah, that brings me up to 19. This is why I was debating the dodge. But, all right.
Yeah,
So
it's
16
fine.
points.
You take 16 points of piercing damage. It grabs you and is now grappling you.
Sweet.
At which point it like lifts you up off the ground and it starts like tossing you around in its mouth a little bit. You feel it trying to like orient you to go for the swallow.
Oh no.
Okay.
Okay.
Jeez.
I'm just double checking myself. Yep. Okay. Okay. It's gonna like heave you up into the air and it's trying to swallow you as it twists you around in its mouth. 19?
19
is your
hits.
armor
That's my armor class.
Son of a bitch. With that, you guys watch.
No save, no
as-
nothing, no dexterity check, nothing.
No, it's an attack roll.
Okay.
You'll be able to fight your way out,
Okay.
potentially.
Okay.
And you watch it
No.
flap Ulrich like once, twice, and you see him get like twisted around until like his legs are down in this thing's mouth, and it just like flips him once and is like you watch its like throat like bubble as it swallows the dwarf. That is its turn. Ulrich, as soon as you're swallowed, I need you to right. Nope, that's going to be its turn, so you're good. You're actually good. You don't take any acid damage this round. Sorry, Crixus. You're up on 5, and you hear this voice from behind you like, that's very bad. Crixus, you're up on 5.
I like how. Anyway, you like. I look at it. I look at the new creature on the scene. I'm like, you're just like Lothar. You're always telling us like what exactly is going on in the moment.
But everybody
Thank
else
you.
can tell.
I don't know, Lothar, but we must have some shared DNA. It's clearly in our voice.
I'm looking at this creature. I'm like, you have to help us. He's going to eat my friends.
I don't know. Can you see that?
Can I see that? I think.
Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah, you do have
No?
to be honest. Sorry.
Well, he could see Ulrich, and now he cannot, right? He saw its mouth like appear, grab Ulrich, and then like vanish. So in that sense, yes, you definitely saw
Process
it.
in a moment. Yeah, 2 plus 2 equals 4. Yeah. Maybe if it doesn't see us, it can't hurt us. I cast blindness on it, so
Ooh.
it could. I don't know. So that's that. It's got to roll a saving throw, and it's a con or something. There we go. Con. Yeah.
Blindness, sick. Constitution saving throw. Gosh, fingers crossed, my friends.
I don't know. I'm just.
Dope.
I don't think it's gonna work, but I just kind of figured it'd be fun.
Hope.
I'm just rolling.
Oh.
It made it.
It does not even have such good save modifiers. 16. It makes its saving throw. It is not blinded.
Poop.
Anything else? Movement bonus action? I move back and I start shaking him and I say, "You have to help us. You have to help us. What are you here for?"
It's just like, I live here. Why did you bother this thing?
Blame it on those. Blame it on the one with the horns.
I was gonna blame it on the dwarf, but
I believe it was the halfling who fired upon it.
Well,
that's right. God damn it!
I also then put fire on it.
Oh yeah.
As Lothar darts up, and I'll do it again! And shoots twice like, Ulrich!
Oh, Lothar.
37!
Seriously?
It's-
Can we cast silence on the freaking halfling? This is like more
No.
annoying than being like he's like 100 bottles of beer on the wall, like stuck in a cavern with the halfling
What do
singing.
you mean? He's Legolas.
I don't know that song. Erie, you're up on 18.
I love it. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man.
Witch bolted to death.
Well, see,
Things
the
are
thing
vanished.
is, Witch Bolt is concentration, and I'm already concentrating on something.
Which bolted to death.
Yeah.
I'm just grabbing
All right,
water. I'm still with
Erie's
you.
gonna, wander her way up so she can see it. And I mean, I guess if we're going big guns, then it's just happening. Gosh, I mean, hey, if it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen now. Erie will aim her staff, and a green ball of slime forms on the end, and it streaks into the center of the space and explodes with gosh. Is it what are my options here? Hang on. With radiant damage. This green ball, as it streaks towards the center of the room, turns into this bright reddish light and explodes as she casts Vitriolic Sphere. Oh my gosh, I am.
Vitriolic sphere. Okay, it's gonna make a dexterity saving throw as we see this like greenish ball roll in and explode. This red light filling the room. It fails, taking 21 points of radiant damage
Nice.
as we hear skin like hissing and sizzling. The stink of ozone like filling the cavern up. Okay, Erie, that was your action. Move a
And
bonus action?
a meteor.
And a meteor for the bonus action.
Nice.
Could be worse, could be better. And it's safe, so
19 as this like radiant light like swashes over it, like swallowing it up, this like liquid running down its body, still like glowing, right? It like is thrashing around like making these horrible sounds, and just as the meteor like rolls in and bursts, it like snaps its head out of the way. This like fiery explosion just between Angus and it. Erie, that's your action. That's your bonus action. You have movement.
yes.
Angus, you're on 16. Oh yeah.
Erie
What do you
will scooch back. And breathing heavy. Like, if you could help, that would be really great.
got? That was very impressive.
Thanks.
You're a great and powerful magician.
Trying to be. It does take half damage on the meteor, by the way.
And I think it like looks at you, Crixus. You have a great and powerful magician with you. Why do you need my help? Angus, you're up on 16.
An aspiring, great, powerful magician.
Oh, because it swallowed my friend. Oh, that's why. One.
I do like dwarves.
Yeah, I do too. So I want my friend back. Help out.
Help out, please.
It's a compelling case. Angus, you're up on 16.
Angus shakes his head at the bear. I really wish we'd been able to come to an understanding here, but unfortunately, you ate my friend. So he just kind of like calmly walks up to it, takes out his short sword, and attacks it.
I'm not
I
angry.
love how
I'm
laid
just
back everybody
disappointed.
is. You know,
It's disappointment.
everybody's so laid back. Maybe we get some daiquiris going around here. And
I don't know if Erie's laid back right now.
Maybe something more Edible.
think it's pina
Your ears
colada.
like sending out explosions.
A rum and coke, please. I'll take a rum and coke. We're here at the back.
Ooh.
2 rum and cokes, please.
22 hits, Angus.
Armor class 22.
Hits. Yes, the first sword blow like stabs plunging into this thing.
Wow.
Got it for 11 points of
lot of
piercing
damage.
damage. Second attack.
I'm guessing I'm not technically flanking it with the Ulrich inside.
No. Yeah, no, Ulrich is inside of it. Doesn't count. Yeah. You can't coordinate with them as
like,
well as other ones.
Help me! I'm trapped.
My second attack. Oops. I need to roll the attack.
It's a place to start. 21 hits.
For 11 more piercing.
Ooh.
Unbelievable.
Yes.
Angus popping off.
And then Angus will lean really close to the bay here and suddenly whips out his war horn and goes giving can John hear me? Can Ulrich hear me from inside the bay?
Ulrich, as you're like, your body is like compressed, man. You've got the shield like butted up against your face as you're going down this thing's like gullet, its throat, right? And you hear from outside. You feel it reverberating through the flesh.
Oh my
Yeah.
lord.
Bardic inspiration now.
Do I?
Yes. Oh my goodness.
That's incredible. So fortunate.
And it's combat inspiration. You could use it on your armor class, on your attacks, on your damage, all that good stuff. Right.
Right.
Angus,
Thank
those
you,
were
Kurt.
your
I
that's your
joke.
action,
Thank
that's your
you.
bonus action. That's Angus's turn, right?
Yeah, Angus is done.
Okay. So this guy goes and he's just like he like turns like looking at you, Crixus, and he's like, if I get your friend out, you'll help me?
Maybe.
It's good to know you'll do
Not a
anything
great
to help me.
bargainer, are you?
No, I tell him,
Yes.
of course, of course, of course, of course.
I'm doubting a little bit. He says,
Well, I think you should. That's between us. You should go ahead, though. Go for it. No, I tell him, please, by all means.
I've never seen anything
There
like
was a
you.
ghost. Hey, what happened to Kurt? He disappeared.
Said be right
Step
back. Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah, he did. That's fine. Our cameras didn't blow up. That's fine.
Yay.
So with that, he like steps forward and looks down at Lothar like he just like shakes his head at Lothar and turns.
Yeah.
It's like looking over at this other guy, and I think that he like he leans down and picks a rock up off the ground and just throws
Yes.
it. He like pitches back and just like heaves it right at this thing.
How tall is he?
He bet your height.
Okay.
As he like hops
Oh,
down out of the
buddy.
wall and like staggers over and he heaves this rock, whoo, and it like almost hits you, Angus. You feel a rock like deflect off one of your, or Angus is gone. A rock deflects off one of Angus's antlers, smashing into the wall, and he's like, he just looks back like, that was really an accident. I'm rusty. Sorry. And so that will bring us to Ulrich's turn. Ulrich, at the top of your round, you are now like you feel yourself moving as its muscles undulate, bringing you down, and suddenly you land in liquid. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
You know, this is really concerning. There's no chest to shove my body into or a bag of holding to cram me up and fold me inside of. I don't know what they're going to do with me.
They'll figure it
Constitution saving.
out.
Oh my
8.
god.
That's a failure.
Did I just roll 3d6 for a Constitution saving throw?
No, I did.
Oh, all right.
You
I'm going to
rolled
roll.
just a
I'm going to
1.
feel lucky.
You are lucky.
Yeah.
Good thing.
All right. Yeah, that really freaked me out. It showed that roll, and then I see 3d6 come up.
What? Yeah, that's
18. You make your saving throw. You take 5 points of acid
Okay.
damage. The armor, the like multitude of like cold weather gear you have on, and the sheer dwarven toughness that is Ulrich. You're in its belly. You're sloshing around in stomach acids. You're blind. You're restrained. You have total cover from all attacks. So yeah. Yep.
great.
Do I get to attack?
You are restrained, which means I'm just double checking myself as I sometimes get these things confused. Your speed is 0. You can't benefit. Attack rolls against you have advantage. All your attack rolls have disadvantage. You can attack. You just at disadvantage because you're blinded and restrained. But you can attack it from the inside.
What would the armor class be of a creature that you're inside of?
What it says here on the sheet, which I'm not going to reveal to you at this current moment, but we can revisit later if you succeed in extricating yourself from its stomach.
Well, is there a chance I can extricate myself? Is there...
Okay, so your options here. You can try to attack it. You can't really easily fight your way out. Like, you know, you could try. You start like reaching for the walls. There's nowhere really to like scramble out of it. Like it's still alive. It's not going to let you climb back out of its throat. So basically, attacking is probably your best exit strategy.
Okay. Well, with all the options I have in front of me,
I'm sorry.
I will go with...
Do you have the maul on you?
No.
No, it's leaning up against the wall next to Angus. 21 hits. For 10 points of slashing damage. Noted. You are still inside of it. You feel it like, and you guys outside of it hear it like. That's your first attack, second attack?
No, I rolled them both at once.
Oh, you made 2. 14 is a miss. 21 hits. That's your action. Anything else?
I'm gonna add my inspiration to the damage. Was it D8, right?
Yep.
I'll take it.
Nice. 16 points of damage in your one axe blow. The first one, like, you're just, I just shoved the microphone right in my mouth. You're having like a hard time like orienting yourself as you're like being like wrenched around by this thing's muscle, and the first like axe blow does not land, but the second one you feel it like digging into the flesh, the like resonating reverberations of Angus's horn in your mind. You like dig the axe down a little bit. That's your action. That's it. Is that it?
That's it.
Okay, that's Ulrich's turn. It goes. Golly. Okay.
What does it feel like? I'm just trying to put myself in its mindset and how much it would be able to, say, concentrate on attacking a Minotaur. When, like, if I had a dwarf inside me hack its way out of me, would I be like, okay, maybe this was a mistake? Like, go ahead, Rich. What were you going to say?
Indigestion. Standard indigestion.
Yeah, you probably would, but fortunately for it, it's a horrific cave-dwelling creature that has eaten many violent living things before. This dwarf has got much more steel than it's accustomed to having in its stomach, but, you know, it swallows things alive all the time, and they fight back. So it is going to wheel on you, Angus, as it, like, launches itself for you. Okay, first of all, it's going to try to grab you. It like reaches out with like one of the hands and goes to like pull you back with like its claw, kind of. Oh shit, 26. Okay, so you take 31 points of damage and you're grappled.
Okay.
And now it's going to try to bite. Yeah, this is serious. If it wasn't evident when it swallowed your dwarf. Now it tries to bite.
Hey, Alexa, what's 42 minus 15?
42 minus 15 is 27.
Okay. Sorry, I'm with you now.
42 minus 15 equals fewer drinks.
Yeah. I believe that's a negative 27. It like as it like wraps you up, it pulls you in with one claw, then kind of like wrapping its body around you to grapple you, at which point it like lashes down trying to bite you. But you think it's probably Hulbrick thrashing around inside as it's suddenly like and it burps this big like bellowing wave of ozone gas. That's its turn.
It's restrained at
Crixus, you're
disadvantage,
up
and
on
it
5.
actually hits me correctly. Just saying.
Oh, you're right. It does. Yeah, sure. You're correct. I'll roll damage. Why not?
Oh,
Brutal. Do you go down? 24?
oh,
Okay.
oh my goodness.
Okay.
Thank you for that. Crixus, you're up on 5.
Um,
Don't forget your temporary hit points from Crixus.
Oh, I didn't. That's why I'm still up.
Cool.
okay, I'm going to do. I moved so I get a better view, and I'm going to do my Dragon Maul bolts at a 3rd level casting.
Okay.
And I rolled a 20, which is pretty amazing.
Oh,
20!
heck yeah.
So at 3rd level, casting, sick. That's 14 plus 28. That's 42 points of radiant damage. Eerie, what does Vitriolic Sphere do? Was it supposed to take damage at the top of its turn?
It was.
Or is that your turn?
It's at the top. I think it's next turn. A creature takes at the end of its next turn. 5d4.
So it took its next turn.
Yes.
It like took its turn. So what happens?
So it just like the radiant damage just burns into it and it takes 5d4.
Save.
No.
Excellent. As Crixus, your Dragon Maul bolt launches out of your hand, surging towards it, this like gaping maw, this dragon like flying away from you, hammers into the thing, at which point we see like the second flare of radiant light as Eerie's Vitriolic Sphere burns at it. Got it. That, Crixus, was your action. You have a bonus action and movement.
Angus dropped, right?
No, he is still like grappled by it. It's like coiled up around him like a snake, but he's still conscious.
Okay. All right, I'm good then.
Okay. Crixus, that was your turn. Lothar goes on 19, and he's like, "Wow, you should do that more." And he like steps forward, taking another pair of shots. Like, these are Hulrich's arrows. I blame Hulrich. Never mind. As he realizes Hulrich is still swallowed, the 2 arrows go sailing to no avail. Eerie, you're up on 18.
Okay. Yuri is going to step up and look at it. Can she angle another fireball without hitting Angus?
No, it's grappling him. It's like he is in its space. There's no way you can hit it with the fireball without catching him, I think.
Okay.
Sorry.
Rich,
Yes.
when Eerie initially hit the creature, I was within splash range for the Vitriolic Sphere. It was 20-foot radius.
But the
sphere.
ceiling's 40 feet high. So I could... She like angled it so that it wouldn't hit you.
Okay.
Yeah, I figured she could like aim it that way, right? Like when you were adjacent to it, like she can put it in a place where it's not going to catch you, but while you're in its space, like you pretty much SOL.
Okay. So I can't really do a saving throw because it'll include Angus. Right.
Depends what, but you know, like a fireball is pretty big. Is going to be the trouble.
Yeah. Gosh. I don't.
Here, you have first
It
level
is
spells.
still-
So it's like you have any first level spells you could use like a 3rd level spell slot with that could like do a lot of damage.
I don't.
Well, got none.
Because a lot of mine are like dex saving throws, and that'll like include Angus, I think. Unfortunately.
I'm at a point though where
Right.
like whether you do 50 points of damage or 5 points of damage, it's going to have the same effect on Angus. So
I know, but I could just stick with like
go big.
big.
It's like, well, that's not necessarily true. If you have magic missile, that wouldn't hit Angus. But I don't think magic
True.
missile.
Don't have
Scorching
magic
Ray,
missile.
is that a spell in 5th edition? Would that, like, because don't you have to target, like...
Let's just let her figure out what she wants to do.
Yeah, I think Erie's going
okay.
to just stick with. I think seeing Angus and like not wanting to hurt Angus at all, like really doesn't want to do that.
No, I hear you, man. That's what Erie's
Well,
getting
we
Erie.
can do bonus action first, though, right?
You sure can.
Yeah. Okay, let's do that. Okay, so bonus action meteor first.
Mm-hmm.
So she sends out a meteor.
Any damage, half damage,
Half, yeah.
right? Okay, so it takes 4 points of fire damage as the meteor like kind of erupts off the wall behind it.
And then the meteors sort of fade as she casts Witch Bolt.
Okay. What level?
Just level. Well, no,
One.
no, level 2. Level 2.
Okay, second level
Nice.
witch bolt. 21
Oops,
hits. What type of damage are you
We'll do
doing?
radiant again. She shoots out, and that same
Okay.
reddish like white glow emanates from her
Okay.
staff.
21 hits. I know we're seeing this 15. You rolled
Yeah.
a 21 first. 21 hits. This like reddish light lances off the top of the staff, connecting with this thing, tethering. And we see its body like go rigid. What is that? 23 points of damage?
Nice.
Its body like goes rigid, man. Its back snaps up and it's just fills the cavern with this horrific like Angus, you're dropped to the ground. You fall like a couple feet, kind of bouncing off of like its legs and rolling over here into the corner, and it's suddenly like as it vomits Ulrich onto the floor in this big viscous pile of acid that's kind of melting away at the rock. Ulrich, you land like prone, you're like shield and your axe smashing into the ground in front of you as it's just like and begins to fall. Angus and Ulrich, I'm gonna have you make dex saving throws.
Oh no! Don't be squished by the giant lizard.
As it like falls off the wall, you're able to like shove yourself back, hooves digging into the stone. Ulrich, you like peer up over your shoulder like and start just like rolling away from it. And you like are both able to kind of shove yourself back out of the way as this like literally thousands of pounds of like serpent, lizard, monster falls off the cavern wall. Dust rolling back at you, the walls like reverberating, pebble falling off the ceilings.
Good
Mofo
lord.
is, like panting, like, oh shit, Ulrich, are you dead?
I just turn my head and look at him. I don't even say anything.
He's not dead.
Oh my goodness! Oh, thank goodness. Are you guys all right? Angus, how are you doing? Ulrich, are you okay?
Ah, I could use
Doing
that
great.
waterfall right now.
That's going to be a, well, A, note to self. They don't like to talk. At least this one didn't. Maybe the next one will. B,
No, it won't. It won't.
it won't? Okay.
Just keep it out of your head.
Great tale here. I'm already kind of picturing how Ulrich was like an amuse-bouche, I think is the term for the bait here, and I'm just trying to figure out how best to position this. In that this is going to be a great chapter in the story of Ulrich.
Erie walks over to Ulrich and taps him twice.
Every great hero has a rebirthing moment in a kind of a story, and this was that moment.
It's very true.
You could weave this out of the tail of Ulrich, and that would be just fine.
I think you hear this rumbling voice, like speaking in giant Angus, like, "Oh, are you a storyteller?
That's what I do.
Are you a legendary hero then?
No, not yet.
You dwarf.
Oh, you're talking to the dwarf. Oh, yeah, he is. I'm not.
Is he the legendary hero of whom story you tell?"
Eerie
He
casts
is a-
prestidigitation on Hulric, by the way. She walks over to Hulric and like double taps him and like gets the acid off of his body.
I hear you for 9 hit points, Hulric.
I think that Angus is gonna need a lot more than me. I think if you look at the two of us,
Give me a second.
I'm just throwing it out there.
I know, but give me literally. We're kind of all this like.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's a guy like sitting here talking to you. You know?
Yeah.
He's like,
Who
he's just like, "Oh, you all are. Oh, you're very concerned for him, huh? He looks like he's all right. Are you dead?"
I'm good. I'm still trying to answer the legendary hero question, and I'd say that he has all of the qualities of a legendary hero, except for legends having been told of him, which is what I'm working on. So, but he's got everything else there.
It's actually very thoughtful. I will just say, this beast has lurked here for hundreds upon hundreds of years, so I think that your slaying of it should account for legendary hero status.
no.
I mean, I never wanted to kill it. Crixus steps up and like heals Angus for 16. It looks like.
Nice.
Yep.
Angus, what does that feel like, Crixus, when you're healing? Is it like
After Crixus blows in your ear, then he starts rubbing your back a little bit, and then
it's funny because I was gonna picture it's like a sharper image massage chair, so that actually tracks.
And then you healing heat.
I was
like-
picturing like the rocks like kneading. Okay, that's good.
So
Oh,
eucalyptus?
that's it.
Is there any menthol involved or tiger
Oh,
balm?
hot rocks.
Yes.
Hot rock
We
massage.
love hot rocks.
That's what he
Yeah,
wants.
we love
That's what he
hot rocks.
gets. Hot rocks.
So who are you?
I'm Lothar. I think you're.
Now there's 2 Lothars. Yay!
I think the guy like looks at you like, me?
Yeah. What are you doing down here?
I live here.
Well, yeah.
It's my mountain.
It's your mountain.
Welcome.
Oh, thank you. Thank
What
you.
do you have a name?
Thank you.
I do.
Would you mind telling us?
I would, yes. I don't share my name with anyone whose names I do not know.
I'm Eerie.
Powerful wizard.
Ulrich, having just been vomited up, recovers his maul and goes and sits down and really doesn't want much to do with this dude.
As you come walking over with the maul, I think
Well,
you're like,
I didn't really, right? I was here, and then I went here, and then I went here. So I didn't really walk towards him. I don't want to like walk towards this creature with weapons and anything that can be perceived as aggression. So, because I don't know anything about it.
as Ulrich like does snatch up the maul though and sit down, like he glances up just over you, Eerie, and he's like,
The maul.
Is that the maul of the Titans?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what you say?
Well,
Mm-hmm.
it might be.
He is a legendary hero. He looks at you, Angus. I think Lothar is like, who is this guy?
Yeah, so I'm Eerie. And you are?
And I think he like turns and looks at you like, Crixus.
I'm Crixus, by the way. I'm sorry about your pet.
No, he was not my pet.
Oh.
We did not get along.
Oh, okay.
I tried what the storyteller did many times. He did not want to listen to reason. You did a good effort. It was not your fault.
Oh, we tried.
Yeah.
That dwarf has the maul of the Titans. He is, I think, a legendary hero.
Well,
Oh.
as I had stated previously, he has all the trappings of a legendary hero, minus legends having been told about him, and that is where I'm trying to.
I understand now. I'm following.
So this is Angus and Ulrich
Mhm.
and Lothar.
I heard about you. He points at Lothar. Lothar's just staring at him like. I think this guy is like, that's good. Now I know your names.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now you can tell us yours.
Oh, right. I forgot. I could.
Will you please?
Yeah, sure. Yes. They call me Rumble.
Yes, they do. It's a pleasure to meet you, Rumble.
I would say the same, but I'm not sure yet.
That's fair.
You may be dangerous invaders.
No, that's very fair.
Are you dangerous invaders?
No.
I think he looks at you, Crixus.
No.
No?
We
You did just kill this terrific monster, though. You are dangerous. Just not invaders?
Oh no, we need your help. Since this is your mountain, we're hoping that you.
That's very convenient because you just run into me.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Can you help us get out of this mountain?
Of course.
Great.
You
Now?
Not right now, but soon.
Your hero seems weary. Hello? He like waves back already.
I love him.
you can't keep picking up NPCs.
Why not?
You're gonna
Yes,
outnumber the
I can.
PCs pretty
Yes,
soon.
I can. Yes, I can.
We're not gonna be able to tell him and Lothar apart anyway.
But they're too cute.
We can only keep one of them.
With one,
No.
this one has
He
horns.
can only
We must
I
have
want a
one.
vote.
At least Lothar's housebroken now. Lothar's trail broken. So I think that he is looking around at you like, I could help you get out from this place.
Good.
You were asking for help.
Yes.
We helped. And he points to the fallen beast.
That actually is helpful, I'll be honest.
Exactly.
These are very lovely caverns, and I've missed spending time here.
Speaking of which, you didn't happen to run into any other dwarves?
I did not run into them, no, but they are badly lost, yes.
They're badly lost.
Yes, oh yes.
I'm sorry, what? I hope this doesn't sound rude. I'm just very curious individual. What are
I can
you and
relate.
how do you live down here?
I think it is rude to ask what I am.
I know.
I do live down here.
I see.
I forget the third question.
I have this big
Were there
book,
three?
and I keep a lot of information in here.
Pictures?
I have drawings, yes.
I knew dwarves who made beautiful pictures in the stone.
I assume, Rumble, that the fact that we're just standing here conversing means that nothing dangerous, other dangers don't roam these halls and might stumble upon us.
This was far and away the most dangerous thing, and the fortunate being of having something this dangerous in your basement is that other dangerous things are often eaten by it. Like your hero. So I feel mostly safe, but also I can walk through the walls, so I'm rarely at any risk here.
You can walk through the walls. You can just travel as you wish.
Sometimes, in a sense, yes. In this mountain I can. I'm dedicated here.
Would you want to talk to the dwarves for us and tell them that we're okay?
Are those your dwarves?
Yeah.
Are those with you?
They're our friends, yes.
Oh, yes, sure. I'll tell them you're all right.
And
now?
Well, they also need to get out of the mountain. Can we do you know a way where we can meet them from here?
Dwarves like mountains, though. I thought they might find some exciting things.
I'll be right back.
No, there are no other tunnels. That way is collapsed, and you can't walk through stone, can you?
No.
What about you? He looks at you, Crixus. Can you walk through stone? You are like me, but not so much, maybe.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. I tell him. Sometimes I could speak to the stone. Sometimes the stone speak to me.
There was a conversation that we witnessed between him and a walking stone. It was
A walking stone.
riveting.
I mean, I talk to many stones also.
Huh.
But your stone walked? Did you ask it to walk?
I believe
Or
it.
was it?
It walked on its own.
It was walking when you met it?
No, it got up. It stood up.
Oh. Well,
Speaking
it just was a stone?
I
Let's
believe it
visit-
was an earth elemental or
Oh, no,
guardian
I
of
was
some
talking
sort.
about the Galabdur thing.
Yeah.
I think as that bell goes off, his face lights up. Did you say Galabdur?
That was stupid. Oh my God.
Yes. Yes, I did.
What was his name?
What was his name?
His
Did you get his name?
I
You seem to be very,
did.
very, very focused on names. Is it in your big book?
It
Is it
is.
in your big
Yeah,
book?
you're
I think he
flipping
comes
through it,
behind you,
right?
and he's like, I think he's like pulling for the book. He's like stepping in next to you, flipping pages. I
Oh,
can't read
gentle,
these words.
gentle, please, gentle, be gentle.
Sorry, my hands are very rough. And I
Um,
think his hair like wraps around you, Eerie, and suddenly there's like tendrils of his hair like over your shoulder, flipping the page. And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Stop that. Stop." He's like smacking it.
do they have a mind of their own?
Hey, I put my arms around this guy.
Nanny.
Oh, whoa. Are you hugging me?
Aw.
It's been so long. He like wraps his arms around your waist and listens to you. Puts his hairy little hand on your chest, like you're very comforting.
Rich, as I'm giving him a quick hug, I said, "Oh, I'm so glad that you're with us." And in my head, I'm thinking to myself, would it be just a quick, just a quick, this is a quick,
What's the matter with you people?
quick.
Ah.
Oh my gosh.
You know what? Just
No,
because
but
I'm
I say no, but I give a but I say, oh, it's so good to meet someone that's friendly down here. We've met something very strange before. We met that this peg-legged creature that was like a corpse. Did you ever see that creature before?
Oh, that thing is terrible. It comes from deep sometimes. There are dead things down there. The dwarves. They died hard when they ran. Not your dwarves, other dwarves. It's very confusing.
Okay.
You're still alive over there, right? He like yells to you in the corner hall.
Yeah, I
think
just
Lothar is like sitting next to you.
It's just really
and-
after getting swallowed, I don't have a lot of patience for something you have to talk to like a child. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
It's just not really
No,
in a good mood.
I don't. That's fine. Yeah, I think like as he yells to you, Lothar is like sitting next to you, Ulrich, and he's like,
Patting your back.
"This guy."
Can we perhaps
Children.
I don't mind the talking, but it might be more productive if it's happening while we're walking. Because
We can walk. Yeah, walk and talk. We do that a lot down here in the caves. I mean,
we
I do.
Yeah.
When I say we,
Are there others?
I mean me.
Oh.
No, I've taken to referring to myself as we because it's
Oh.
very lonely here. I mean, there was the lizard before, but I mean, there's this guy. Come on,
sure you're
I can introduce you to this guy.
This guy?
Yeah, he's right around the corner. Come on.
Oh, let's go.
Okay.
All
So
right.
it's like tugging at you.
So we go.
Don't leave your hero.
Oh, come on, Horik, let's go.
He does not like me.
sure the voices keep you company, eh?
Mm.
Let's
He starts like dragging Eerie with
Yeah,
him, walking down the hall. We're walking, right?
Yeah, we're walking. Did you know the
What am I, chopped
creature?
liver here? What's going on here? Everything I
Come on, come
out of
on.
here.
Did you know the creature that we fought before? Did you see
The
it?
dead thing.
Yeah.
And I think he like points as he gets around the corner. He got this guy too. And you see this like skeleton. Small in scale, like with Ulrich, you know, broad, heavy, thick bones, clearly a dwarven skeleton, right? And there's this like book unfurled on his lap, covered in dust, and this pack kind of like leaned up against the wall next to him.
I'd
And he's
probably
like,
take it.
I'll
Book.
search him. Can I search
Book.
him?
he killed that guy.
But
Book.
take the book.
Book.
And
Oh, you're very keen on the books.
I want to search.
I can't
the
read.
corpse.
Do you grab the book, Crixus?
Yes.
Eerie, like, what? Can you show me? Show me. What is it?
And I take the book and I hold it up really, really high up in the air.
Crixus, come on! You know
I'm
I like
just shaking
books.
the dust out. I'm just shaking the dust out. And I give it to
Be
Eerie.
gentle with it. Thank you.
It is very old.
You're
You
like, you
hand
know,
the book to Eerie.
yeah, you're like does the like the Gandalf like flips it open to the first page.
Okay, so as you flip it over to the first page, what you see inside, on the opening page, it says, hold on a second. I'm just opening my notes so I can read this correctly. Right, okay. As you open the first page of the book, what it says is, Dear Grostrom, I give you this to recount your time high in the peaks with the giants. You forged the tomb of a hero, and we will receive you as one when you return.
Eerie's
Your loving mother.
jaw's on the ground.
And then if you like flip the page, there's like a date, which doesn't make very much sense to you, Eerie, as it is not recounted in a calendar that you follow, per se. You could probably extrapolate it back later. But then there's in this. Do you read Dwarvish?
Yes, because
Okay, good.
yeah, I think specifically
asked
she
you that
reads
before you started reading.
written Dwarvish because of Gnomish.
Okay. So as you start then like reading, it says, me ma gave me this book. We started digging the tomb of Gurahl Khan today, so I thought that I should mark the date. I'll come back for more. And then like there's another entry a few weeks later, but it's clearly the journal of this dwarf, Grostrom. And after you dig through it for a bit, you come up with the last name, Barrelhand.
Wow. I think Eerie looks up at everybody and is like, "This is a journal of one of the dwarves that built this place."
Hmm.
They died hard, says Rumble. The dead things pulled many down deep. They were not put to rest properly.
You were here?
I mean, well, yes. It's how it became my mountain.
I think Eerie's just taking a moment. She's like stunned. Yep. Yeah,
I can't. I like really want to badly just sit here and let you guys all be quiet, but I actually have to like talk to the people that are watching us. Ulrich, as you begin digging through his pack, inside you find, where am I? Aha, a satchel. That as you like, yeah. you open the pack, and inside of the pack there's like a separate bag in there. You see a couple of like ancient kind of wineskins that appear to be like totally desiccated and destroyed. There's like some rotted clothes at the bottom that I think we see like some bugs kind of like scurry out of as you dig around through it. The second pouch that you pull up is like old leather, and it's very like hard and kind of dehydrated. But as you pull the drawstring and peer inside, what you see is my dice are rolling slow. 134 like octagonal platinum coins.
Wow.
Cool.
And as you like reach in and pick one up out of it, do you read Draconic?
I don't remember. I don't even know if I speak it.
There's like Draconic script around the edges of these
No.
octagonal coins.
Nope.
Okay.
I flipped one to Erie. What does that say?
And what it says on it is under the watchful gaze of the shepherds.
Whoa. Yuri says this.
Interesting.
Wow.
And so I think that Rumble is just like, do you have a use for those?
I mean, think our friends, our dwarven friends, would probably be able to tell us a little bit more about all of this.
Under the watchful gaze of the what? I'm typing it.
Shepherds.
All right,
Shepherds.
thank you.
I think he says, do your dwarven friends have a use for those?
Maybe. They're...
Oh, there's much and more buried below. I could set them on that course.
They might be interested in that.
I like them.
Yeah.
May I? Like reaches in. And like he puts it into his mouth and like bites down on this piece of platinum. You're like, he's just like very old.
Yes. This is all very fascinating. Oh, I wish I could talk to Ursula about all this.
Is she your mother?
Might as well have been.
Dwarves love their mothers.
I'm not a dwarf, but...
No. Beardless. Are we walking?
I think we
Yes.
should be walking.
Yes.
Okay. So we continue.
Angus is still back at the bay here. He realizes that this is the closest thing to a dragon that he's ever encountered, and all good dragon stories, like, they all have treasure. And we just completely, like, ignored its nest, and so he's, like, searching the nest.
As you come back in here, let me have you make an investigation roll, Angus. Sorry. That's what happens. There's no evident like hoard of coin. That much is obvious to you, right? It's not like sleeping on a bed of coins or anything like that. Oh, brutal. And so as you start to like scan around back here, you don't see anything of note. There are bones, though most of them seem like disintegrated, broken, chewed, digested, right? And you think to yourself like, gosh, that fucker swallowed Ulrich whole. Like,
Maybe it processed everything.
Munch.
Yeah, he basically, he rolled a 1, so he basically, like, kicks a couple bones and goes back and joins the group and doesn't think anything else about it.
okay. And so, yeah, I think that, like, with this little, like, fellow leading you down the hall, Ulrich following, Lothar kind of trailing along, like, scowling, he's just like, so, you want me to get you out? Or go get the dwarves? Or are we walking and talking?
Yeah. I think we would like to get out. The dwarves also need to leave.
Right. I'll do that. We'll lead you to the surface.
Perhaps you could give us directions and then go away and help the dwarves. like we just follow this path and take a right at the second junction, and then you go help the dwarves.
Or alternately, you could go help the dwarves quick and then come back when we rest so that you and I can stay up and chat.
I just get the feeling that would keep the rest of us awake. So
he's like looking back and forth between the two of you, and I think he glances over at you, Crixus, and is like, they are confusing me a little. What should I do? Should I stay or should I go?
Well, I know if you leave, there'll be trouble.
I was waiting.
See, Taylor, there's this song.
Oh, are you kidding me? I sang that song in my kitchen
think
with
he
my
is very much
dad when I
kidding
was little. Are you kidding?
It's a real Stranger Things moment.
It
right
is.
there.
It is full circle of Stranger
and
Things.
I think that he then looks at you like he nods, Crixus. Like, well, that seems to make sense. I guess for now I'll lead you. Come on. And so, striding ahead, the five of you follow. The small, stony man with his gray hair and beard as he leads you through the tunnels beneath the Drakencairns. And I guess this is where we will leave our adventurers tonight.
I'll be consoling Lothar.
Lothar's like, really, this guy? Did we need another gravelly voice guy?
I know.
He couldn't have
Sorry,
kicked it up a notch. It's unbelievable. He's even sarcastic. He states obvious things.
I like his horns.
Let's cut them off. It's a conspiracy broiling. That's where we'll leave our adventures tonight. I hope that was cool, you guys. Was that frightening?
Yes, that was.
Yeah, good.
Interesting.
Oh my goodness. That
Sorry, Hallrick.
Yes, not the
that
end of my
actually went,
favorite session. So
That actually went really remarkably
That
well
went
for you.
You
Though.
were
Let's be
killing it.
honest.
really well.
I mean, it's all eerie there. Yeah.
30 points of damage from the gut, and it would have puked you up. I thought you were going to action surge and get yourself out right there.
Crixus really did
Crixus fucked
Yeah.
up.
30 damage points. One shot.
That was
More than
that was
that.
like
You did
50.
50, dude.
Oh,
Yeah, it was 42 points of damage. It was 28 and 14, 42 points of
That
damage.
was awesome.
But Yuri with the vitriolic spear was big. There was a lot of damage there. Angus, I love you trying to talk to it. It really was well-realized idea.
It was great.
Anyway,
If
that was
only
a lot
it
of fun.
came before we, Lothar and I.
Yeah, because I'm
You
sure,
swung a right.
Because I'm sure it would have worked then.
Hey, you never
You swung
know.
a right.
You never know.
Really, I feel much less bad about all of this because Hallrick walked you right up to it, and that was not my decision.
That was so good.
Anyway, that was really fun, you guys.
We all know, Rich, you had another one in the Southern Passage. You just deleted the one we didn't encounter first.
I did. I actually just moved it, but
Yep.
same difference.
Yeah.
So, Mike believes me. He thinks that I'm being very honest. I did move it in front of you guys last week, if we recall. I literally moved it right up in front of you. Nonetheless, that was fun. Titans, Heirs, Firelight Tales. You guys are getting close. You have found a strange elemental creature beneath the boughs of the mountains. Perhaps he can assist your dwarves. Perhaps he can give you information. Perhaps you'll tell him to fuck off and not get any more from him, and that'll be fun too. I think the last thing seems very likely. That being said,
I don't understand. I don't.
it's a good thing that you're in all these other shows with me, Taylor, where you can accumulate all the NPCs you
True.
need. With that being said, we will not be back next Monday night. We're going to be off from Titans Heirs next Monday night. We're short a couple of people, so we will be looking to come back on the 16th, 9 p.m. What's going on with you guys this week? I got big announcements, but I'll save them for the end. Anything exciting going on with you three gentlemen that you want to talk about or announce or promote? Nope.
Going to Myrtle Beach.
Soft, gentle lines.
Ooh.
Myrtle
Yeah.
Beach.
Yeah.
That's
Good
What's
time.
this guy in the Tourism Association for the Carolinas over here? Sweet mother of Moses, man. All right, Myrtle Beach. That'll be fun. You'll have a good time. It's the right time of year.
Yeah.
I love the beach.
It's never the wrong time for the Redneck Riviera. Don't worry about that. So
He said it, not me. Don't hate me, guys. Taylor, how about you? What's going on with you? Where can people be looking for you?
Twitch.tv/Rodney422. I'll be back on Thursday. We're heading into the Tower of Magi that's been taken over by demons. It's going to be very fun. It's one of my favorite arcs in the entire game. So come check that out on
I
Thursday.
went back and was watching some of your VODs on your first Dragon Age one, maybe. It might have been your first stream, and you were talking about how you always romance this one same guy.
Yep.
You need to mix up the romance this
No.
past. Have we already started? No?
Nope.
What's even the point of replaying if you're going to make the same choices?
It's Dragon Age. You don't understand. Like the community is like set. We know. I've watched videos of all the other romances that I know what happens, and I know there are plenty of good ones, but I can't not. There's too many good lines. Like it's all
Loyal
about the
woman right here.
execution.
Okay.
And
I
it's
got you.
wonderful.
You're devoted. I appreciate it. I have mad respect, Taylor.
I've
Mad
played this
respect
game
for the devotion
a lot.
across the years. I'm impressed. I do the same thing in like Star Wars. Anyway, to that end, go follow Taylor, Twitch TV/Rondia422. I will be back on Friday morning at 10:30 a.m. First shots of the 40-hour marathon
Nice.
D&D game that's happening on the post-show recaps Discord. It's going to be starting here on Friday morning, 10:30. I'm DMing the first game. I will be DMing the last game Saturday night at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, and you get 7 people in between me and there. So it's going to be very, very exciting. We have an awesome slate of Dungeon Masters. We've all been coordinating. We have a really, really cool plan that's going to come together. Blaze Experience will be there. He sure will. He's playing in one of my sessions. I'm really excited to have him. But we're going to have a blast. We've been working really hard at this for the last couple of weeks. Mad props to Melissa Woodward, who's not here, for leading the effort on the charities that are being organized. But I believe we have somewhere in the range of 10 charities that we're going to be raising money for. The information for that will be available here once we pop off live. And yep, that's it. Come hang out. Kick me a follow and keep an eye on Twitch TV/DM Philly for when we go live, and my Twitter Warfret. We'll pop it off. That's it, you guys. That's all. That's all I got for you.
Nice.
I'd love to say I'll see you next week, but I won't. So I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Cool.
With that, we'll now shut the channel off. Everybody wave. Bye.
Bye,
Bye. Good
everybody.
night, everybody.